Anyway, so we end up talking. He gives me a contract. I take the contract. I go. I read. I come back with it signed.
Basically, he was giving you the opportunity for a record deal.
Yeah. So basically, the deal was you come in, you pay part. It was a partly paid record deal. So you had to come up with some money, and then the record, you start working on the songs. So we start. Now I'm working at the studio at night. I used to come to the studio at 7 p.m. I would come 7 p.m., do sessions, and go home. The producer I was working with was Ambrose Mandugu Digi.
Oh.
So he's one of the first ones we work with. We do some tracks, some really nice tracks.
Yeah.
And then Ambu goes to TZ. So we can't continue working. Then we work with Aaron. Start working with Aroro. And one of the songs we write with Aroro is Aaron plays a riff and I tell you, hey, that sounds really nice. We start to work. And then we write Wacha Waseme. So when we write Wacha Waseme, Kanji hears a melody and he begins to sing it very loudly. We're in a bedroom with a bed that has no frame. There's one chair which Aaron sits on to play the piano. And then there's a computer. This is the studio at this time.
Yes.
So we start to sing and there's an open window. And we're testing out BVs. Wacha Waseme, and Kanji sing very loudly and very well. In fact, Kanji sings the chorus for that song. The vocals on the recording are Kanji.
What?
Yeah.
The BGVs?
Yeah, it's him who builds the first track and those vocals are in. Now his. So he sang and then I remember the moment that when we stopped recording, after he had sang all the BVs, stopped recording, we said, okay, let's now build out the verses. We had the Wachi in the next compound singing, Wacha Waseme. Now we are like, yeah.
This is a hit.
It's a hit.
This is a...
The guy is singing it, and he's singing it exactly the way we've been singing it.
Yeah, like this is... Again, that's such a good way to test hits.
Like, oh my gosh, who's that guy? Who's singing? So I was like, so can't just me, is this song been recorded before? I'm like, no.
What?
So is this an original song? I'm like, yeah, it's an original song. What do you mean? So we work on the song, we write. Then Kanji starts saying, you know what would be nice? If Eric could be on this song.
By Eric, we're talking about Eric Wainaina.
Now let me tell you the story of Eric Wainaina.
The Eric Wainaina.
Eric Wainaina. Now in that 2 years I've quit music and being a dancer, Eric used to play some gigs at Yaya Center. There used to be a thing they used to do at Yaya on the pathways for walking. There used to be a restaurant, then outside the restaurant, at night they would close. The restaurant would put a band right in the walkways of Yaya, second floor. So I'd been going to watch Eric play there. And I'd bought his album, Sawa Sawa. And I'd listened to that album inside out. Back at some point, I'd put it on the wall. I'd copied the music onto my computer and then I'd put that album on the wall saying, honestly, to God, this is the best written music in the world. So it was there and that was a caption.
What?
It was on my wall. So I was watching it. So when these guys are talking in the studio, now I'm a huge fan of Eric's. Huge.
Yo, yeah.
Huge. You can't believe how huge a fan of Eric's I am. These guys are talking and I'm wondering what are they saying. What are these people talking about? I'm like, anyway, they'll tell me. I go to Campo. 2 days later, they say, come, we want to finish the session tonight. So I show up at the studio at 10 o'clock. Then we're working, we're singing the verses. We're just trying to, the goal that night is to sing all the verses, have it laid out, complete the arrangement, and then get ready for release. And then it's now like midnight, we're getting hungry, we hadn't eaten. The doorbell rings. So Kanji tells me, go get the door.
You know it's food.
No, I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I go downstairs, I walk past the kitchen and I open the door. And manze, it's Eric Wainaina. Amebeba chips za Kenchik. I could not believe it. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm like, hey. And then Eric is a very charming guy because Eric, they've spoken with Kanji.
Yeah, they've set you up.
They've set this thing up. So when I open the door, I find this dude with Makenchik And then Shiba is like closing the car or something. And then Eric's at the door and me, I'm just, I'm confused.
You met your idol.
I can't believe. And then Eric stretches out his hand. It's Dan, right? Well, I'm collapsing. My name is Eric. I'm like, guy! What's happening? Eric walks in. We eat chipos. He goes up to the studio. Remember that has a bed frame.
Yes.
His studio is still like that. And Eric performs his verse.
For Wacha Waseme.
Wacha Waseme.
Ukweli ni kwamba wanawasengenya wengine kwako, nawe wanakusengenya kwa wengine, oh, wasengenywa kwa wengine. Siri zako zote wanatoboa, vile wanavyotoboa za wengine. Siri zako zote wanatoboa, oh, vile wanavyotoboa za wengine. Wache waseme, watalala. Yeah, wache waseme.
And I leave the studio at 3 a.m. that day and go to campus. I walked at night because I was shocked. I walked from Gumo. I walked because in my brain these things were not working. I needed to walk.
Yeah.
I walked
Some fresh air.
past Bapo, down Valley Road, Serena, mpaka campus.
Wow.
I walked because of confusion. Now we started recording the album. So now it's going. People come to the studio. Waire comes to the studio. He wants to do a song. Kanji wrote a beautiful song for Nameless. Nameless comes.
You know,
He never recorded that song.
no, he did record that song.
He recorded
In fact,
it.
when I met Nameless here the other day, the name of that song was called Chatter Beats.
Chatter Beat. Yeah.
That's one of the best
Move a
unreleased
bit, yes.
songs ever.
But Nameless doesn't release songs.
He does it. Because at that time, that was actually a compilation album that Kijiji was working on the side with various artists. Definition of a Love Child was there. There was a song with Mr. Lenny. There was
Correct.
this song with
All those guys were coming around that time. But
Yes.
now the studio has been built downstairs.
yeah, oh yes.
By this time.
Okay, now
It's
it's
no
downstairs.
longer in the bed frame
Uh-huh.
upstairs. Now it's downstairs, a full studio. It's been built.
Yes.
Now all those guys are coming. Yeah.
Wow.
Kina Nameless. So I'm meeting all these guys. I'm drawing on the wall at Kijiji because I used to sketch some
Oh, you're the one who
Choraing
drew
guys.
those. Yeah.
The murals at Kijiji, it's me who drew.
What?
Remember the cartoon characters?
Yes, I remember it very
Yeah,
well.
it's me who drew those things. But then Campo also. So now, here's another interesting turning point. By the time we're reaching Feb of 05, March, we have more or less enough songs for the album. So Kanji just listen to music, mixing, we're seeing what we're gonna do. And then I show up to the studio one day. I was supposed to meet Jagger, I think. And then he's not there. Anyway, I end up at the studio. And I find a guy in the studio. So I'm wondering, who's this guy?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to work with another producer who hadn't showed up. Let me not say who it is. So then there's this dude in the studio. So, I'm like, what's your name? He says, my name is David. I say, okay, what do you do? Oh, I work here. You work here? Okay.
I've been here.
As a what? Yeah. I've started, no, I'm a producer. I say, okay. Well, me, I'm supposed to have a session. So, is Nani coming? He's like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, can you do it? He said, yeah, sure. So he calls Kanji, they confirm, let's do something. So I tell the guy, I'm really interested. Oh, before that, RK has called me. RK come and...
Oh, he's back. He's like, hey, boss.
At the time, he's called me because of something else. I don't remember where, but he's called me. So then he's given me a CD that has Zouk music. Tell me just go listen to this stuff.
Tracks? Or music?
Music.
Okay.
Finished music.
Okay.
It had Sly, it had...
Okay, yes.
Go listen to this. So I've taken RK's music, I'm going to listen. So we've buried the hatchet.
Oh.
Life has moved on. So, in fact, I never brought it up. Life just moved on. So I take the guy's music, I'm listening. Now I'm really interested in doing Zouk. So I come to the studio and I tell this guy, I want to make a Zouk track. So this guy is like, what's Zouk? He doesn't know what Zouk is. And he's not interested in learning what Zouk is.
Yeah.
So we write this song with a Zouk progression. I tell him the progression. He fumbles, finds it.
Yeah.
Then we make a Zouk track. Ding, boom, boom, ding, and it's a Zouk song. And I sing. And I sing in that Zouk pattern. We're singing it in Zouk.
Yeah.
And then I leave the studio with a chorus, very rough chorus, because we argue.
Yes.
So at the end of the session, I'm just frustrated. This guy is not making this Zouk, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. So I'm like, save this thing.
I'm outie.
Yeah, I'm going campus. I'll come back when there's a proper producer here. This guy doesn't sleep. He sits there, he deletes all my Zouk things, and makes a whole new track.
On top of your vocals.
On top of my vocals. By morning, Kanji calls me. Kanji never used to call me. Kanji calls me at 6 a.m. He says, I'm listening to a song you guys did here. What's the name of this song? I said, the song has no name. He says, when are you coming to the studio? I told him I was going to come. He says, come today to the studio at 3. So I come at 3. I find Kanji, David Makuyu, a bunch of other guys, and they say, this song is being released tomorrow. What song is being released tomorrow? This song is being released tomorrow. Which song? By this, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Then finally somebody plays a song. Now I'm like, hey, this track, which song is this? Because me, I sang this same song yesterday in Zouk. What jam is this? So I'm actually upset. Like I'm about to lose my marbles. But then David's like, save for me the song I'm going to hope.
Dalili ya mvua ni mawingu, huenda nakuja kwa misimu, hivyo moshi ishara ya moto, kata hitimu kabaki mtoto. Sana sana, ndivyo mambo huwa, ndivyo huonekana. Sana sana, ndivyo mambo huwa, ndivyo hujulikana. Yalo ndani huwezi kuficha, ukweli utajitokeza, una dalili zinapoonekana. Kuepukana na maafa, kwa katari kwa masika, kwa tayari kwa kiangazi. Lesemalo lipona kama, halipo liko njiani linakuja. Lipo njiani linakuja, ya giza ni mwisho huonekana. Hata ya mbinguni mwisho hutokea. Dalili ya mvua ni mawingu, huenda nakuja kwa misimu, hivyo moshi ishara ya moto, kata hitimu kabaki mtoto. Sana sana, ndivyo mambo huwa, ndivyo huonekana. Sana sana, ndivyo mambo...
I'm so confused at this. I'm upset, I leave.
What?
I'm so upset, I leave. So that's why the vocals on Sana Sana were never redone. They're the original vocals that I sang the first time.
What?
They were never redone. So even my mistakes are there for
life.
They're never gonna come out. That song, they released a song next Thursday. The song is a smash hit.
It's so big.
It's a smash hit. I'm going to places people know my name. Now,
You remember Wahoo now? The line.
remember that thing about Wahoo? The song has become a smash hit, Bana. And people ask me, what does the song mean? I'm like, listen to the song. Because I've written it. They're like, oh, so we have to explain all these things. Now, we're back in the music industry. Now we need a date for the album. Kanji says he's listened to all the songs and he's deleted. Of all the songs he has, he's keeping 3. He's deleted all the others. You have to write new songs like this one. And you're going to work, I've removed you from this other producer, and I'm going to work with this producer, David Mudambi, David Blackman Mudambi.
AKA Blackman, yes.
Now David and I have been yoked together. And we are unbelievers. Men don't like hip hop.
He doesn't like.
The guy that like any Afro smooth things, attack kusikia.
That day was called Afrofusion.
Those days was a fusion. He doesn't like that.